Woo, it's Dance Party Friday. Let's go. A little Shawn Mendes and Summer of Love. I feel like I'm back in radio. Coming on for you just a couple of minutes early to do a little dancing. We try to get the delay out of the way that we have when we're mobile. Come on, let's dance. Good morning, everybody. It's Friday. Let's party. We're going to get to moving. We're going to talk about days off from training. I'm trying to get this delay out of the way. It's like slow dance party, Monica. Hi, everyone. How are you? How's your day? You can tell I'm wound up, having fun, dancing. We're going to talk about Happy Fridays. I've got people that are dancing with me there. We got runners going by. We got walkers. We got my clients that just left. It's the real Monica Adams. You never know what you're going to get out of me. I'm going to keep the music going for just a bit as you pop on. The Real Monica Adams podcast brought to you by Invita Health and Wellness. And we love them, don't we? We absolutely love them. And all of our incredible sponsors, Invita, Carroll House, Aldon. You'll hear more about them coming up. How's your day? Are you wound up like me? The girls just got done doing some legs. Oh, they had a good workout. Let me tell you what, they had a great workout. Let's open this up for you. Great workout this morning. Just having a little fun with you. How's your day? Are you having a good Monday? Are you having a good Friday? We're not starting this week back over. How's your Friday? Is it kicking off good? I hope so. If not, I'm hoping me coming on dancing made you laugh just a little bit. Let me bring the music down. That was fun. A summer of love, Shawn Mendes said. How is your day? Joe, Wayne, Linda, good morning to you as you're popping on. It's a Friday and we are just kicking things off for you this morning. If you saw my reel about 10 minutes ago, I talked about the fact that we were going to discuss working out, how many days should you train, and the importance of an off day. Let me see actually whose topic this was. I know she just asked for it the other day. Kim Sissel. Kim, this one's for you. Kim wanted to know, are off days a benefit? How many days a week to work out? So we're going to talk about training today. We're going to talk about listening to the body, not just listening to the body from a training aspect, but just overall, like, pay attention to the body when you're around certain people, those kind of things. I don't want to get right into the topic just yet because I want to give an opportunity for those of you to get on. Great. Good morning. I got a lot done now on my walk. I love the fact that she kicks off her walk so fast. You look like a DJ when I drove by. Great work. Tammy. Happy Friday. Good morning. Getting ready for work. First day back since Sunday. Way to go, Carrie. All right. Are you working today? Did you work 4 days? A lot of people are on a 4-day work week now, and they work 10-hour days. They get their 40 hours in, and they have a big 3-day weekend. I think that is incredible. Good morning. Ann just left here. Happy Friday to you. Yes, I was DJ Monica. I can go back and forth with the music. Kick it up. Okay, probably the people next door, they're going to be like, what is she doing in there? They'll tell Mark, my friend that owns Mark Anthony's, Monica was rocking it out on a Friday. I'm just in a good mood. If the sun is out, there's a bunch of runners going by. This is such a hot bed for runners. We had about 25 earlier. Now there's 5. Runners, walkers, people love to be in shape. And that's what I love. I used to say I wanted to live in, not Los Angeles, in San Diego, because everyone was so into health. But then I come back to St. Louis and I just saw everybody putting their health to the side, right? So their workouts weren't important. Their eating wasn't important. Their mental state wasn't important. And I would regularly find St. Louis on one of the polls of being one of the most unhealthy cities. And it just would frustrate me. And so I'm hoping, I haven't looked in a long time, but I'm hoping that's not the case anymore, that we're not in one of the top cities. But you look at the cities that are the healthiest, and it's the ones that really have beautiful weather and that move more. We got to get moving more. Good morning. It's 7:04. How's your day? We're going to get into our topic in about 10 minutes here, but I want to hear from you. What's going on in your life? What big plans do you have for the weekend? Let me know what you have going on with yourself, your family, your friends. I have a busy one. If you haven't heard, we're launching in the studios on Monday. Super excited about the fact that we finally get a chance to come to you from the Envita Health and Wellness Studios. And that will happen on Monday morning, but you really want to pay attention before 7 a.m. because you'll see the actual ribbon cutting happen between myself, my family, my friends. They'll all be there. We're going to cut the ribbon probably about 6:45, and then at about 6:50 you'll see that land on my Facebook page, on YouTube, Twitter, Instagram. I'm going to try to put it all over so that we know that everyone is getting a chance to see the official grand opening of the cutting. Then at 7 a.m. it's going to be a big party atmosphere. We're going to celebrate. We're going to have some breakfast together. I want you, whatever you're doing, I want you to hopefully be able to have a great time with us. If you have to get off to go to work, then come back home and have your celebration as if you're doing it live with us when you come back home from work, because we're going to have some mimosas. We're going to celebrate. We've got to have some champagne, right? It's just like anything that you pop open the bubbly and you raise a glass. If you want to have sparkling, doesn't matter. You can have a mocktail or you can have a cocktail. It doesn't matter. It's just the point of celebration that it's finally underway. I mentioned I had bubbly last night and they thought I was talking about champagne, but no, I meant bubbly. Bubbly gets me going. I like lime bubbly. We need to bring Michael Bublé on the show. Michael Bubbly, as he says. Oh, hang on. My little camera is getting ready to fall. Let me pull this forward for you all. There we go. Is that better? Yeah, that's a little better. I don't have an engineer here, so I'm a one woman show on Wednesdays and Fridays. It was going to fall on me. Let me pull it forward. Okay, there we go. Just my head with this crazy thing coming out of my head. How is your day? Good morning, Bill. Good morning, Sunshine, Bill said. Leona, good morning. Pamela, good morning. Let's see, Linda, working tomorrow. Michelle, always have to be a smart aleck. My boss is making me work. I don't know who your boss is because I'm not your boss. I had a bubbly last night too. Aren't they awesome? What's your favorite flavor? I like lime. It's really citrusy, tastes really great. Watermelon's really good. The black cherry I think is really good. I really am a huge fan of these. 7:06, come on, let's have you come on board. Let me bring this down so it's not just my head. I can step back. Okay, cool. So, did you get a chance to see the dance in the beginning? If you didn't, you missed out. You'll have to go back. But I truly was a little wound up. I don't want the music to be too loud. If it is, just let me know, and I will turn it down. But it's just, I thought add a little ambiance to the day. I can feel big time that we're in celebration mode as we get ready for Monday. But I want to always be aware that some of you might not be in the best mood, and I'm going to try to get you in a good mood. I know that life has its ups and downs. I get it, but we don't want to stay down too long because there's always that beautiful sunshine awaiting us. Don't stay in the darkness too long. Lime's your favorite too? Yeah. Good morning, Barbara. Good morning, Laura. How are all of you? Just weigh in and tell me how's your day. Again, what do you have going on? So again, big testing day today. Having dinner tonight, by the way. Thanking one of our incredible sponsors, our main title sponsor, decided to say, hey, Dr. Sarah, how about you and your husband go out to dinner with myself and my husband so that we can get to know each other better on a personal level. So we're going out to dinner tonight at Trattoria Giuseppe. I'm introducing her to what I told her was our little hidden gem, and can't wait to do that. So having dinner with them tonight. Looking forward to that. By the way, they are the title sponsor right here, as you can see, Envita Health and Wellness. They offer so many things, and we're going to be talking about some really incredible things. One of the things she wanted to talk about, let me turn this down for this part of it. She said, you know, Monica, I think a really good topic is tattoos. Tattoos. People who get tattoos and then later go, oh my gosh, I have regrets. I have regrets, I want this off of me, or they realize that they're trying to apply for a particular job and maybe they're being held back because of the tattoo and they want it off. So it's that whole tattoo removal aspect, you know, what the thought process of what went into it when they got it, and maybe they were younger and maybe they were drinking and they didn't really want it and they thought they had to live with it. So we're going to talk about that with her. We're also going to talk to some patients who have undergone the ketamine treatment and how drastically it changed their life in just one treatment. We're going to talk about cancer patients and how their immune system, how good they're doing doing with some of their IV hydration therapy. I talked about taking care of your body aesthetically. They obviously do the IV hydration therapy, but they also do hydrofacials. They do peels. So when you're talking about taking care of the body on the inside and out, that's our friends at Envita. So I want to thank them again. That's my plans for tonight after a long day of testing. And then the Ponybird Gala is tomorrow night. If you're not familiar with Ponybird, please do me a favor and Google them. They're incredible. Ponybird is a home for profoundly disabled children and adults, but they partnered up with Next Step. And so you're talking about it, two very powerful organizations coming together. That's a powerhouse. They have their big gala at River City Casino Saturday night. I'm emceeing that, looking forward to that. Training clients, of course, Saturday morning. And then on Sunday, I have life coaching that I'm doing with a couple of clients, and then going to have brunch with my seniors that I used to personal train at Friendship Village. So a very fulfilling weekend. You want to talk about incredible balance of life. It's the work and it's the life balance. And that is what I want for all of you. I know it feels like I am just an Energizer bunny, just go, go, go. And sometimes I've got to be told by family and friends. And that's why you surround yourself with really great people. And then they'll tell you, hey, check yourself, Monica, you're working too much. Hey, you're working 80 plus hours a week. That's too much. You need to have some downtime. You know, I don't think there's any type of vacation in my future, because that first year of opening your own business, you don't get one. Maybe even the first couple years. And that's okay, as long as I have my staycations, as long as I have my surrounding with love, you feel like you're on vacation or just hanging by the pool, right? 7:10 in the morning, we really got underway right away because I'm wound up. I don't have any caffeine in me. I actually don't even have breakfast in me yet, but somehow I'm just on fire because I love life. And this is what I want to provide for all of you, because a lot of people are like, Monica, are you on caffeine? No, nothing. Just high on life. Got just under 7 hours of sleep last night, which is great. I think that's another reason that, rest is important, and that's what we're going to talk about today. Besides rest from working out, just overall rest is important. Good morning to Laura and Angela. Aldon, Air Quality Specialist, one of our incredible sponsors, saying good morning to all of you. Envita, we love you as our title sponsor. Dana, good morning. Sean, Candy. I'm going to Trace Atkins tomorrow night. Trace. I had a chance to interview Trace during the CMA Awards. Wow, I don't know, 15 years ago. What an incredible man. I love him, and I love the fact that he's an incredible entertainer. He's got a heart of gold. He's had a rough life, right? He's been in prison and out. And now it's all about how he wanted to change his life. And look at him in movies, acting, singing, performing. He probably did a book, who knows? When people are in their creative mind, they do multiple levels of things. You're going to have such a great time. Trace is awesome. I remember when I was working at WIL, my friend just loved his voice so much, and I think she was attracted to him. So we went to Nashville. We were at Emerald Studios, and we interviewed Trace. When he first walked in, he was just like, good morning, ladies. He got that big, deep voice. And she's like, can you just say my name over and over and over again? He was like, Elaine. Just fun stories from the past that I'll share with you. But yeah, have a great time. Let me know how it was, Sean. I love that you say a fulfilling weekend instead of saying busy, hectic weekend. I don't look at life in a negative way, Leona. It'll always be my cup runneth over, right? It's so filled with so many things, but I feel blessed to have that. Glad you finally got some good sleep hours, and I am too, Linda. Good morning, Monica. Thank you for your positivity every morning. Thank you, Damien. Damien, are you new to the show? By the way, all of you, let me know, are you a first-time listener or viewer? Because, again, you can take it either way. Did you see the big announcement yesterday? I think this is the other reason why I'm giddy. I need music for this. Where's my music? Yeah, did you hear the announcement? Yesterday, 11 o'clock, we dropped the audio podcast. That means every Thursday on all the audio, I'm talking the big ones. I'm talking Apple iTunes. I'm talking iHeartRadio. I'm talking Spotify. The big ones, you are going to be able every Thursday to see a brand new episode launch of the Real Monica Adams podcast on all national audio podcast platforms. Congrats to my team. Congrats to everyone that has made this happen, right? Where's our award? We want to thank everyone from George to Lori to Michelle to Caroline to Patrick to David to the whole team to Corbin. at University Club Towers for everyone right now with the belief that yes, it could happen. So we did the first 3 months on Facebook, and then we incorporated YouTube. We stream live, by the way, every morning on both. We need to build our YouTube audience because that's where we want to do some exclusive content. So tell people to follow on YouTube, not just on Facebook. You're going to get some incredible content on YouTube. It's at The Real Monica Adams. And then now you have the opportunity for all the people that you've said, you've got to listen to this great podcast of positivity. And they say, where is it? Facebook. Nope, I don't want to be on Facebook. Well, we heard that loud and clear. So we wanted to make sure that you could go out for the run that we see all these people in Kirkwood doing. And my husband has never been one to listen to podcasts. I sent him my podcast yesterday. It's the first time he's ever been able to listen to my shows because he doesn't do social media. And he'll get on YouTube maybe here and there, but he hasn't done it. So I grabbed that link and sent it to him yesterday. And he's like, hey, I listened to your podcast. And I was like, you did? Look at you coming on board. And he's like, yeah, it was really good. And so our very first episode was with Lemmy Pulliam. He is from Kennett, Missourian, and it was about body shaming, right? Fat shaming. It was about stunting his growth from a professional creative mindset. And thank God he didn't listen for a long time he did, but thank God for the rest of his life he didn't, because he brought that beautiful operatic voice back, and he's performed at Carnegie Hall, folks. Woo! He's just a beautiful soul. And so if you didn't get a chance to hear that or see it, because we have it on my Facebook and my YouTube page, you now get a chance to hear it, and you can tell people from all over the world, hey, go to the health and fitness category on your big audio platforms and type in The Real Monica Adams, and you get a chance to listen to that one. And then every Thursday we also drop new content. I haven't seen a lot of views, so I think people forgot that we are posting new content on our pages. In fact, let me look at it for you right now. On my YouTube channel, let me just tell you the videos that Caroline's been working really hard posting these for you. So we did How Nutrition Affects Depression. That was yesterday. Bullying, those two both dropped yesterday. Bullying and How Nutrition Affects Depression. And last Thursday we dropped Building Relationships and Finding Forgiveness. So if you have not seen those, go to my YouTube page and check those out. Every Thursday you get 2 new shows dropping in the afternoon. And then you have these on Facebook, you have the audio. Look, you got a lot of Monica in your life. A little bit of Monica in my life. I am really wound up today, am I not? How are you all? Do you have this kind of energy? Hubby and I are going to see Trace tomorrow night. Oh, Tina, good job. Congratulations, Barbara says. Moving on up. The sky's the limit. Yes, it is. Okay. It's The Real Monica Adams, brought to you by Envita Health and Wellness. It's 7:16 in the morning. It's time to get underway with our topic of the day. And as I mentioned, I love the fact that you are giving topics because it's your show. It's what you want to hear about. And I'm really giving you kind of carte blanche. It's a rarity that anybody does something like that. They have their own agenda. There's a lot of agendas out there, aren't there, folks? They have their own agenda, and they don't ask you, what is it that you want to cover? What do you want to hear on a podcast? Well, I did just that because I knew that you wanted to be a part of it. And this one's from Kim Sissel. Kim said, are off days a benefit, and how many days a week to work out? All right, well, let's address this. Let's go ahead and ask some questions. Answer me this. You can just write a number alone if you want. Let me take this down in case the music's bothering you. Tell me, how many days a week do you work out? We got 20 of you on right now. We had about 25, 26 popping up and down. As you come on, tell me, how many days a week do you work out? Now, when I say the word workout, people might think lifting weights. I didn't say that. I just said workout. It could be walking, swimming, biking, running, hiking, lifting weights, doing Pilates, doing yoga, dancing. I don't care. How many days a week really do you move? Instead of just sitting around watching TV, sitting on the couch, realizing time has passed you by and the entire day's gone, you miss this gorgeous sunshine. I tell you what you miss beautiful sunrises. I love the sunrise that I see when I come off of Highway 44 in Lindbergh and I pull off to get ready to come over to Mark Anthony's. I don't know how many times I've wanted to stop and take a picture of how beautiful the sunrise is. And today it was gorgeous orange. It was huge. You missed out on that if you sleep and sleep and sleep your day away. So I got up at 4:30. I was driving through this area at 5:30. and look into the east, and it was so stunning. Okay, I just want you to give me some numbers, all right? So we've got Michelle saying 7, Terry saying 7, Kim Sissel, Kim, you are the one that wanted to do this topic today, 6 to 7. Candy, I try to work out at least 3 times a week, more if my knees and sciatica are not acting up. Okay, we've got 7, which I'm shocked people are saying 7, 6 to 7. I say 6, 5. Yeah, you do need rest, by the way. So all of you might think, oh my gosh, Monica never rest. Yes, I do. And in fact, I haven't been able to work out the way I work out in a long time, but that's all going to change come June 12th or June 14th. There's no more getting in the way of my workouts. 7 days a week, Barbara says, mostly walking, 4 to 6 miles per day. That's incredible. I wish I had that time. I have 3 dogs who I walk twice per day. Yep, I'd love that too. I keep telling Jim, you need to walk the dogs, and he doesn't want to. He just wants to get up and watch the news and drink his coffee, and then he slowly gets on with the day, and then he looks at the fact that he needs to take care of the grass, but the dogs don't get taken care of unless mom's home. And then they get walked maybe for about 1.5 miles, and then they're done. Tessa would go with us if we wanted to do probably 4 to 5, but I try to keep the kids together. Linda, I walk every day. If I don't, I'm afraid I will start to slack off. Yep, so it's a must for me. I try to do other types of exercise at least 3 more days. Leona, 6 days, light workout at home. Definitely a plank a day. Walk my dog for 20 minutes twice a day, every day. Gosh, yeah. I'd like to know that kind of life where I have that time to be able to walk the dogs. I've never walked a dog twice a day. I just don't have I'm not home. But I'd love that. I think they would probably love it as well. And then when you go for walks, is it always flat surfaces? Do you actually go up and down different hills? Do you push yourself? There's a lady right now walking an Australian cattle dog, which is what we have. I walk 4 to 6 miles every day, Linda says. This is incredible. So tell me, besides walking, how many of you lift? How many of you do different things? How many of you incorporate yoga, Pilates, stretching, flexibility, rolling out, lifting weights, lifting heavier weights, lifting lighter weights? See, I got a lot of questions. I want you to answer these with me. I want you to think about that. Are you doing the same thing? Is it repetitive? Or do you switch things up? Ann says 6 to 7 days a week. Okay? Lifting 6 to 7 days a week? What are you all doing? We're going to take a quick break. I want you to interact with me. This is a workshop day. This is a fun day. Flip on some music. Get in a happy place like I am. We're going to take a quick break, and when we come back, we're going to talk about how you train and the importance of rest. And yes, I do want you to take a day off. There's the answer already, but there's much more to come right here on the Real Monica Adams podcast. Envita Health and Wellness, where you can feel your best both inside and out. Envita isn't your typical med spa. They're a multi-specialty medical spa and wellness center serving St. Louis and its surrounding areas. They have ketamine for mental health and pain, IV therapy, medical weight loss, and aesthetics treatments. As board-certified anesthesia providers, Envita can ensure that their advanced treatments are provided safely with minimal to no pain. So let Envita take care of you. Call 314-394-0950 to book an appointment or online envitahealthandwellness.com.
Carroll House is now the contemporary furniture design center.
We now have the largest selection of the latest ultra-modern furniture.
Sleek European designs, unique metals, bold lacquers, plush fabrics, and retro styles.
Modern furnishings with exclusive collections only at Carroll House.
Plus free financing, free delivery and setup, and free in-home design.
Visit the St. Louis Center for Contemporary Design inside our 3.5-acre showrooms at Carroll House.
Because you like nice things.
All right, welcome back. Thanks for sticking around with us. It's the Real Monica Adams podcast, brought to you by Envita Health and Wellness. And we are on fire today. We're listening to a little music. We are doing a little dance party. That's what I was doing for you earlier. There we go. Good song. This is Marshmello and the Jonas Brothers. Yeah, I'm doing a little DJ for you. You have any requests? I miss my days of radio. You're probably like, Monica, you're a big goofball today. Yes, when I told you that you'd get the real Monica Adams, you'll get very, very serious, gut heart-wrenching Monica Adams, and then you'll get this silly, goofy Monica that wants to get you in a good mood. And if you're in a bad one, I want you to go, come on, dance. Who's dancing at home with me? Who does that, by the way? We want to talk about moving. Who dances, turns the music on, and when you're cooking, you just can't stop moving? I cannot stop moving my hips when I hear music. All right, I take it down a bit, and we'll get back into how much you're working out. So here's what I want to know. When you are training, are you doing the same thing? So I hear a lot of I see a lot of people saying, I walk 4 to 6 miles every day, light workout, I walk every day, how many miles we walk with the dog. Okay, but now we have the question of, are you happy with what your body looks like? Are you happy with your strength? Are you happy with your flexibility? Are you happy with your balance? Balance, by the way, the girls worked on today. We did legs with balance and core. And core has a lot to do with balance. If you say, I have horrible balance, and everyone's like, I have weak ankles. Okay, well, you've got to do homework. I literally say, okay, do homework until I see you next week. So what are you doing on the alternate days when you're not with a trainer or you're not at a gym? So those are the questions that I have for you. Besides your walk, so that's that same thing. So if you're stuck, it's because you're doing the same thing day in and day out and expecting a different outcome. That doesn't make any sense. So if you're frustrated because you're like, well, I walk, all right, I walk on the treadmill, Monica, I hike, okay, but what's happening with your strength training? So women, let's go back decades. Women were notorious for not wanting to lift weights because why? They thought they would look like a guy. First of all, we don't have the testosterone inside of us that a man has genetically. Our makeup is not going to take us there. The women that you see that are big, they look like men, they've got something unnatural inside of them. They probably injected themselves with some kind of steroid or some type of supplementation that increases that muscle mass. So just understand that. You may sculpt, right? So you can sculpt the muscles. There's a muscle. It's not a big, huge muscle, but there's a muscle. And then it's the sculpting of the shoulder and how beautiful it looks in dresses, ladies. I'm going to tell you right now, when you compliment a woman because of how great her back looks, how great her arms look, it's because she lifts. So you can't just walk. You have to train. So now my question is, how many of you actually lift weights? And how many days a week do you lift? So Kim, if you're still on with us, what were you asking about the fact of taking a rest day, right? So if you're walking, no, please move. Walk every day. Walk the dogs, absolutely. Get them exercise. Go for a light jog if you want to. Go for a bike ride. Do your swimming. I mean, this is great weather for us to swim now, right? But what about the lifting aspect? That's the question that I have for you. Are you lifting? So let's go to some of the answers. So when I went to the break, I had wrapped up with Anne telling me that she was 6 to 7 days a week, but I want to know what that is, 6 to 7 days a week. Linda, I walk my driveway, which is hills and gravel. I also like to do resistance exercises with weights and in my pool. Linda, sounds like you have the balance I'm looking for. Lifting lighter weights now, approximately 3 to 4 days per day. 3 to 4 days should be per week, I would imagine. Light aerobics, 5 days. I'm retired now, so no excuses. Amen to that, sister. Light weights, plank, stretching, the 5 Tibetan ritual, and with a tree pose for balance. There you go. You're incorporating the balance that I want. Sometimes I'll carry my 5-pound weights while I walk. Yeah, you know what? I actually just got some light weights for my clients. They're really effective with yoga and Pilates. Like a little 1 pound. You don't want to have a ton of heavy, but 1 pounds on your ankles or your wrists are great. Small movements, right? Some people may look at that and go, it's only 1 pound or 3 pounds or 5 pounds. Yes, but I'm talking about those small intrinsic muscles. So you put a little 1 pound here on your wrist and do ever so slow in this line. Trust me, it will burn so big into your shoulder. Same thing. If you put a weight on your ankle, and then you go back and you do these poses, like this. Can you see? Nope. Shoot. I need to bring the camera down. Anyway, if you kick the leg back and you just ever so slightly lift, it'll burn in your glutes. You want to talk about sculpting and then getting that little peach, right? People say it's a little peach butt. You want that? And you want to lift? You got to get that burn going on. So that is the benefit of that. You might see some people walking and they'll have those vests on that have, let me pull this down for you. Maybe you can see more. the vest on that are weighted, and they go for walks with that up hills. So those are actually good as well. Leona said Goofy is good. You bet it is. I want more people to show their real side. Kim, I walk 4 miles most days, elliptical 5 days a week, and recently started 10-pound weights. Okay, there you go. So besides the aerobic, it's the aerobic and it's the anaerobic aspect. Hi, Leah. Leah, by the way, a lot of you asked, someone said, I don't understand the spa aspect. It was a good question. They said, what's Mark Anthony's gifts and spa? There's no spa. And I said, oh, but you're wrong. There is actually a closet space that was turned into a wonderful place for Leah to do her facials. And so if you're looking for one, and she does a great job, by the way, just those regular beautiful facials to take care of yourself. So yeah, that takes place here. If I'm not listening to you while I walk, I'll have my earbuds in listening to Sirius XM to classic vinyl. Yeah, something to put you in a great mood, right? After menopause, you have to use weights to keep any muscle. You just need to lift from very young on, though. I hope that younger kids, because we talk about our childhood obesity rates and how it's just astronomical. Well, you got to get the kids moving. So I'm sorry, but I'm going to blame the parents to allow them to just sit there on these things or to watch TV, just endlessly playing their video games or watching TV. And you've allowed it to happen, right? So you're not a good role model if you just push it off and you want them out of your hair, but you haven't told them to move. I mean, when we were growing up, we were always outside, weren't we? We were playing with our neighbors, we were riding our bikes, we were playing kickball, dodgeball. What's that statue? Frozen. What was that game we used to play? You'd run around, tag, and then the person had a frozen statue. Wow, I forget what it was called. Anyway, all those things. Kids aren't outside anymore. I mean, you can drive in any neighborhood. I never see a kid outside. Why? Get them back outside. Get them moving. We'll maybe take those childhood obesity levels down. So I want them to start early. I started lifting weights and I've never stopped since I was 15 years old. 15. I have to thank our high school soccer coach. And he's the one that introduced us to weight training. When I was in grade school, it was just playing ball or dancing or cheerleading. So it was movement, right? But the lift aspect came, freeze tag, thank you. The lifting aspect came when I was in high school from our soccer teacher. Let's see. Good morning. Happy Friday. Marilyn just coming on. Linda, years ago I would wear 3-pound weights on my ankles as I walk. As you work or as you walk? Not sure. Good job. Either way. Good job. Let's see. Morning, Marilyn. Okay, freeze tag. Yes. We have to be the example for our kids starting from an early age. Amen. Yes, Angie, freeze tag was so fun, wasn't it? Thank you, Michelle. Everybody weighing in. It's absolutely true. It is all about moving. It's about incorporating different aspects, though. So we're at 7:30. Now I'm going to flip and go a little bit deeper into our topic today, and that is why the body might not be changing for you. And it's because maybe you are just walking. Maybe you are just riding the bike. Maybe you're just doing yoga. You're just doing stretching, etc. If that's the case, you do need to do different aspects to change. So remember I say that it takes 14 days to form a habit. That is in fact the case. So if you have only gone walking, 14 days later your body's like, okay, we're going to walk. This is what we're going to go through. We're just going to walk, and you may stop. Maybe you lost weight in those first 14 days, then you're not dropping weight anymore. Well, that's because you are maybe not moving. Like I'm looking at this woman that's stopping and looking in the window right now. So she's just barely walking, going through the motions. She's got a dog with her. The dog needs to lose weight. Pick up the pace. You can usually see it when someone's going through and you're like, oh, well, the physique of that person is okay. Well, that's because they're just going through the motions. So I want to know, do you go through the motions or do you really push yourself? That's the good thing about a good trainer, is they'll look at you and they'll take you to the next level. Like the girls over here today, I called them on it and I said, you got to pick it up. Like, look, I'll take their heart rate right after the 30, 45, 60 seconds and say, what's your heart rate? And then they're like, oh, 20, 19, 17, 21. Somebody else is over here saying 27, 29. I'm like, there you go. There's your difference in your classmates. Now, I want you to stay in your lane and you do you, but if you want to change and you see this person over here changing, don't be jealous of them. Pick it up. Let's go. Do your thing. Okay, I'm going to purchase those weights. I'm interested in improving my strength, particularly my arms and shoulders and core. Make it light. You don't have to lift big, heavy weights, but guess what's going to happen? You're going to go through and you're going to find that those light weights suddenly are too light. And if I ask you for 15 to 20 reps and you can give me 25 and 30 and 35, you could go up to 50 to 100, the weight's too late unless you're working the intrinsic muscles and you're wanting to go slow through the movement. Right? I love these kind of days. Why am I fired up? Probably because when I did Monica's Motivational Moments in television, it was one of my favorite things to do because it's my wheelhouse. I mean, there's a lot of things I do in my life, but why have I fallen in love with health and wellness? Because it's just what we have. It's honestly your greatest wealth is health. Okay, I have so many phrases I want to be remembered for, and I hope that some of you write them down. I need to put them somewhere. I need to put them in a book. They come out of me. They come out of my heart and in my mind. The greatest wealth is health. Yes, the greatest wealth is health. Hashtag that, because it's true. Without your health, you have nothing. That's the richest person in the world is the one who has their health in check. And if you don't, understand it's never too late. Don't just give up on yourself and say, oh, I'm 40, I'm 50, I'm 60, 70, 80. It's too late. No, it's not. At any point, pick it up. I mean, I've seen, there's a woman called, I think her name is Joan, Train with Joan, or Get Fit with Joan, something like that. The woman got herself in shape. She posted a picture the other day from like 10 years ago and really sculpted her body, got herself down probably about 40 pounds, and could have stopped right there. Then she realized, gosh, if I could do this, I wonder if I could pick it up even more. Then she sculpted it even more. I mean, she has the body of like a 30 or a 40-year-old at probably the age of 70 or 80. So it's never too late, ever. Walk, spell check, doesn't get it. I see so many unmotivated kids. Yep. Yes. So very true. And so we need to change that. Yes, the greatest wealth is health. Yeah. Let's put it somewhere. I've got to put it on one of my shirts. I'm going to change this around, by the way, and just tell you the importance of liking and sharing and commenting and spreading the wealth of knowledge to everyone that needs it. What questions do you have about the break aspect of working out? So Kim wanted to know, should we take a rest day? Here's why. Okay, when you do the grind, whether you're working out, whether you're counseling your friends, it becomes the grind, right? So you do need a little break from it. So I do like to have a break. The 7 days a week. So when you all were telling me 7 days a week, you're not lifting 7 days a week. I've never had that many people respond with 6 to 7 days. It's usually 3 to 4. I was surprised by the 6 to 7, I have to tell you. So now those of you that answered me, go back to it. Do you actually do some type of really hardcore training 6 to 7 days a week? Or are you talking about just moving as far as the walk? Because now I want to change it. Now I want you to get your walk in, do your aerobic side, but I want you to understand that you have to incorporate some type of resistance training. So you can't see it, but I have mats here on the floor. We just picked up the weights. They just got done strength training. So they'll always ask me when they put it on their watch, Monica, what should we put on the watch? Strength, functional, high intensity interval training? We doing yoga? What are we doing? That way they're looking at the Apple Watches and how they are testing tracking their calories. So I don't want you doing the same thing day in and day out. So Cheryl, who just left here, Cheryl wanted to know, is it okay to do back one day? Is it okay to do chest one day? Is it okay to do biceps one day, triceps one day, shoulders one day, legs one day, and maybe yoga one day? Look, I just went through 7 days. Yes, absolutely. So if you go back decades ago, when I first got into personal training, we're talking 25 years ago. So I got I got in school, I have my studies from, studying sports medicine and athletic training and physical therapy that I was going into, wanting to be an orthopedic surgeon. I had a lot of background in sports medicine. Then I got my first certification with the Aerobics and Fitness Association of America, AFA, got another one, and then just continued my continuing education credits, and then just you're in the business, and then you just learn and you become a really good trainer, and then you look at other things around you and you get excited by things and you learn more from other really good trainers. You surround yourself with that. You surround yourself with people that are very big into kinesiology and anatomy and physiology, the way the body moves, the way the aspect of genetics in the body and how that plays, and the aspect of how the endomorph and the ectomorph and the mesomorph, right, the body shapes, the blood types. There's so many levels of things that play into whether your body's cooperating or not cooperating, and why you have to keep changing things around. But if you forever do the same thing, you're going to be stuck. and you're going to get frustrated. So, here I am 52 years old and I'm pretty darn proud of how I look. Like, I'll put 20 and 30-year-olds up against my physique because I train hard and I am now 52 years old. I also have incredible genetics. My mother is 85 and looks like she's in her 60s. So I love the fact that people guess me to be about 10 years younger. I have a lot of energy. A lot of people that I see that are in their 50s that don't put their health on the top of the important platform. The center stage, it has to take center stage. The reason why you're not changing is because you don't put enough weight on how important health is. And isn't it funny that I would use the word weight because most people want to pull the weight off of them? But I want you to give your health weight, foundation, strength. Okay, what questions do you have for me as a trainer and all the background I just gave you? Because I have a lot of knowledge in this field and I want to provide it to you. When you're asking if you should take days off, I do think you need the rest. I think you need the rest for your mental health, really, first and foremost, with regards to the mental and physical connection, that puzzle that fits together. You need the break because otherwise it feels like work. People have a tendency to not fall in love with lifting. Like, look, you could put me in a gym all day long. And I used to live in the gym because I trained so many clients after hour after hour after hour. But then I would stay there and I would train before them, I would train after them, I would train with them. And I was just in love with training. So it's never a grind, it just became a part of me. It's like another part of me. It's an extension of me. It's like I have another arm. Oh yeah, that arm wants to work out. This leg, I got a third leg. The greatest wealth is health, yes. You know what shape I am, yes, Marilyn. Have struggled with that, but the new me is attempting on getting up to speed. When I worked out with you in Brentwood, I think her name was Nancy, an amazing shape. Wow. Thank you, Monica. Yes, her name is Nancy. So I have not just Nancy, but Nancy. Now I have another Nancy, and I have Peggy, and I have Janice. Those are all women that are in their 60s and 70s. And literally, Janice came to me and said, I'm looking for a trainer who won't train me like a 70-year-old. And I said, well, you met her. We shook hands. She's in Colorado. I can't wait to see her again. She has told me, Monica, there's a whole nother level of what you've provided me. And we've become great friends. She used to do CrossFit, by the way, probably in her 60s. I don't know when she was first introduced to it, but isn't that incredible? CrossFit in her 60s. But then she had fallen, she hurt her shoulder, and then when she came back, she was thinking of doing CrossFit again. And then she ended up reaching out and finding me. And now she's like, my CrossFit people asked me to come back, and she's like, nope, I found my home. And I think that's a beautiful thing, that she could have gone back to what she knew. She could have been, in great shape. But the thing that I provide her is far beyond the workout. It is the fact that I genuinely care about your mental and your physical and your soulful health. And we go through all those things. We address all those things. Marilyn said, can you have a class near me? Where do you live again, Marilyn? Are you out in St. Charles? Somebody asked me that. They said, I wish you lived in St. Charles because I would have you train my son all summer before he goes back to Mizzou. And I said, well, understand, I can train you in Brentwood, Clayton, or Kirkwood, besides down south. If you have people that are listening that wants to be trained and you want to join a class of people who will literally lift you up and change you. I mean, I just wrapped up one 12-week challenge, and as I went through, I looked at it. 17 3/4 inches lost for one girl, 14 1/2 inches lost for another one, 13 1/2 inches lost for another one, 20 pounds here, 14 pounds there, in the whole gamut of it all, 65 pounds lost for this one particular person. It's all in how do you want to push? What are you doing to feed the body properly? How are you getting your rest? What kind of relationships do you have in life? It all goes hand in hand. So then when I talk about that whole triangle of life and how you really are the best version of yourself, it's because you nurture all of those. Marilyn lives near Cottleville. Marilyn, I tell you what, my husband and I are talking about, not right this second, but we love Cottleville, and we've actually talked about wanting to move there. There's a new area being built called Cottleville Trails. And I reached out. They keep sending me emails. I'm not ready to pull that trigger, but we really thought it was a beautiful new community. And they've got a lot of water, a lot of walking area. I mean, that fits me to a T. I don't think we're ready to pull the trigger on moving just yet, but I'm not opposed to if I have enough people doing something out in St. Charles County. I'd have to have enough though to make it worth my time and your time. but could you travel to Brentwood or Clayton is a question I have. Linda says, 40 years ago I taught aerobics. I did CrossFit in my 50s. There you go. I've never stopped exercising. I'm 65 almost, but I feel 45, right? It just shaves years off of you. I can take a person in their 40s, do so every week playing sand volleyball. Yep, so that's what happens. So you see people who are 50, 60, 70, 80 years old that have never worked out, ever, and you can see it in them. Then you put a 50-year-old who's never trained or taken care of their health. They're smokers, they don't eat right, they don't move, and they look like they're 70. Then you take a 70-year-old who works out and lives their life properly, and they look like a 50-year-old. I mean, literally, folks, you want years back in your life, then understand how important your health is. But today, not only are we talking about the importance of working out and changing up what you're doing, but yes, you do need some rest, and in two parts. That's important. You need proper rest, and look, I'm talking because I have to be checked on it. I get sometimes 7-8 hours of sleep, and then there's times where I'm up and working until 1:15 in the morning and getting up at 4 and 5, and it doesn't work. I'm telling you right now, your body doesn't operate. It needs its rest. Does it need 8 hours? No, the body will find itself. You might even want, if you are struggling with sleep and rest, you might want to go to a sleep doctor. I know a good one, Dr. Joseph Odile. We used to have him on regularly on Channel 2 and on Channel 5. He's fantastic. They can do a whole testing. They can have you there and do a sleep study on you and find out if that's where you're struggling. So if you're not getting proper rest, by the way, I don't know if you have ever heard this, but understand that if you're carrying belly fat, look into how much sleep you're getting. Because many times it's like the cortisol aspect, and you're not getting enough sleep, so you're not your functioning self the way you need to be. You're not probably eating right. You're probably not moving. And there's a direct correlation between a lack of sleep and belly fat. So either do a sleep study, take something like Booster, which I'm a big proponent of a supplement. Melatonin, I've seen too many people struggle with, and they like zombie the next day, and that's not the best. But the more all these things, all the balance of life that I'm talking about for you, that triangle of life, the nutrition, as well as the mental, physical, spiritual, you're going to be the best version of yourself for you, for the way you function as a person, professionally, as in your job, and then personally as well in your relationships. Yay, yes, sweet area, would love you in the neighborhood. I do love Cottleville, I got to tell you, Marilyn. Let's go back to this, though, before I get into our devotional and wrap up the day. So you all told me 6 to 7 days, but you still haven't answered me. How many of you are actually doing resistance training that many days a week? So when I talk about working out, and I go back decades, while I'm talking, please answer me. How many of you are actually lifting that many days? I don't think the answer is that high. I used to do upper body, lower body, upper body, lower body, upper body, 5 days. So I was working 5 days a week, working out 5 days a week. Then I did body split. So if you want to have a pen and paper, I'm giving you some good knowledge here. It's all the old way that we used to train. I'm telling you right now, there's all these fancy things out there, but just go back to the basics. The basics are what work for you. You could do splits of your chest with your triceps. Why do you put those together? Because your triceps are the helper muscles, so are the shoulders in the chest work, or what's called push days, right? So the younger generation likes to call it push and pull days. That's fine. Whatever they want to change it to. It's upper body, chest, triceps, shoulders. Michelle says I mix it up. I lift 5 days. Okay? Marilyn, I am not at all. You need to. You need to for so many reasons. The more you lift, the more you do resistance training, the more you are burning body fat, right? So the more lean muscle tissue you have in your body, the more it burns body fat. Get ready for it at rest. At rest, folks. So when you are getting that sleep, when you are just sitting here talking, when you are sitting there watching TV, listening to music, sitting under a tree, taking in nature, you're burning body fat at rest, which the more lean muscle tissue you have. You're not going to get that by just doing aerobics. I'm telling you right now, which is the reason why people started realizing, oh, I have to lift. You have to lift, or you have to do body weight resistance exercises. So when someone says they're going off on vacation and, hey, I'll see you in a week and I won't be working out, why? My best workouts are on vacation. And if you don't have any weights or any bands, then just do the old school things you were taught as a kid. Calisthenic work, push-up work, squat work, right? Body weight resistance. There's so many things you can do without ever lifting a weight. Those are just excuses when you say you have to take a break. No, you don't. Planks are probably my absolute favorite thing to do, and you could do a minute every single day and watch what happens to your physique, the way you're sculpting the corset area, right? That beautiful waist area. If you can't find your waist, you better start doing some workout. You better watch what you eat. Abs, by the way, are made in the kitchen. Let's see, Leona, there we go, I just said planks. Leona said plank, light weights, balance, 6 days a week. There's a good balance. St. Charles, oh, please come out to this area. Please, please, please. Come on, Marilyn, let's work on her. Yeah, my mom would love it. My mom's in Lake St. Louis. I do love St. Charles County. I think it's very beautiful. Even more out west, like Troy and Wentzville, Flint Hill, you know, all of that. Warrenton, everything going out west is just building up and building up. It's great to see. Excuse me. So here's what I say. Monday, you can do chest, triceps, and shoulders, or you can just do chest and triceps. I like that, chest and triceps. Tuesday, back and biceps. Wednesday, legs and maybe shoulders. I used to like to pair those up. And then you can repeat. And guess what that gives you? 6 days a week of training. You get those off days from your chest and tricep on Monday. You don't do it again until Thursday. Okay, Monday, Thursday. And then Tuesday, Friday, you might do your back and your biceps. And then on Wednesday and Saturday, you might do your legs and your shoulders. Or you might do a upper body day, then a lower body day, and then a yoga day. And then maybe a Pilates day. So you do a 4-day split. And then you take a break. And then you pick it back up. I don't care what you do. I just want you to confuse the body, and that's how you'll change. I used to lift 4 days a week until I became my dad's caregiver and stopped taking care of myself. Do I ever see a difference? I loved your class and hope to get back to it soon. I'm getting back into lifting again. It's addicting and I loved it. Dana, I got to tell you what, you know, when you came, I was super impressed with you. There are people who come to me who say, I've never ever lifted in my life, Monica. But I can't tell because they take direction so good, and sometimes I think that's because you haven't fallen into a bad habit by a bad trainer or by lifting on your own. And so if someone's never done it, I think it's pretty powerful. It's just kind of like, let me use the analogy, the very first time I ever was taught how to shoot a gun, it was at Bush Wildlife back when I was at WIL, and I did a story about women and guns and how they were really wanting to learn it, just, you know, target shooting. So I went and the guy said, wow, you're really good at this. And he's like, you've never had a gun in your hand before? And I was like, no. And I was in my, what would that have been? Like maybe my upper 20s, maybe early 30s. So, so I'm talking like maybe 20s. Yeah, I was probably in my upper 20s or early 30s. So 22 caliber. We had a revolver. We had a 22 rifle. We had a 12 gauge and a 20 gauge shotgun. We had the deer rifle, all those things. We did skeet and trap, and he's like, I mean, I just nailed it right down the middle. He said when he did the trap. He's like, you know, he's like, how is this possible that you've never? And it was just following it. I think a lot of it is an athlete and the eye-hand coordination. But he's like, he looked at me and he goes, I got to tell you, this is an Olympic sport. You might want to enter the Olympics. And I was laughing. And you know, it's fun. It's fun to have been raised in a world of everything just, you know, find your way, Monica. Do sports, do dancing, do cheerleading. I love them all. You know, I cheerleaded for my father's football team. I loved it. I don't know if I would have stayed with it. Maybe. I mean, I really appreciate what kind of energy they provide to a team. But dancing and sports was my thing, and the arts, right? Singing, dancing, playing the piano, playing the saxophone, all those things. But I think it's the more you pay attention, the more you teach kids that hand-eye. There's so many things that they can do. The same applied when I put a golf club in my hand. And my brother's like, gosh, you'd be really good at this. And I think if I picked up tennis, it might be the same thing. Now it's all about time. So the more we rest in what we do in the lift, we incorporate other things in our lives. So I'm not saying don't go out on a hike. I'm not saying don't pick up tennis with somebody or go play racquetball or handball, or I still haven't had a chance to play pickleball, which I really want to do. But it's just movement. But if you just sit around and don't do anything, or you lift and lift and lift, there are two things there. One is you're not doing anything at all, and that's not good. And the other is overtraining. So yes, Kim, Sissel, to wrap this whole thing up in a pretty bow, it is important to rest. Rest from the monotonous grind that you feel like, because that's truly what happens, is that you feel like I want to break, and then you slack off, and then you can't find your way back to it because it felt too much like work. However, if you figure, I'm going to lift 4 to 5 days a week, and then on my other days, I'm going to get with some friends and yeah, maybe we go rock climbing. Maybe we go and introduce ourselves to bar class, or we go to Orange Theory. Just something else that mixes up what you do on a regular basis, because it feels new. It feels like a new gift for you. Okay, or you really truly rest, and in your rest days, I would highly recommend stretching, rolling out, maybe doing some light yoga. It brings it down and it centers you into more of the mental and the soulful side. And that's what's important. So what do I think is the best way to live life? Resistance training, yoga, Pilates, flexibility, incorporating all of those things, not doing the same thing day in and day out. Because what you'll see is the people who only lift, their bodies are like this, and they're constantly aching because they don't do the yoga, or their hamstrings and their low back are so tight because they don't do flexibility. Their core is weak because they don't do planks and Pilates style, right? Pilates, all is Joseph Pilates. The background on that is all having to do with dance. So understand, if you have any questions on that before I wrap up, just mix it up. You'll see a huge change in yourself if you mix it up. I work out with you 3 days a week, and I walk or bike the other days. Awesome. How many minutes each day? Marilyn, that depends on what you have. Like, I love these programs that are 60-minute programs, but they have stop points at 20 minutes or stop points at 40 minutes. So that way you can take in and say, gosh, look what I did for 20 minutes. It's better than nothing at all, right? Push hard for those 20 minutes. You have to do you. Do you have an hour? I teach an hour class, or this is actually a 45-minute class. But I like 20 and 30 minutes, and then break it up and do 2 a days. In the morning, get up earlier. You want something bad enough in life? Get up earlier. See the sunrise. Get out there for the walk. Do a aerobic side, and then do the lifting or the resistance training or the Pilates or the yoga later in the day, if you have an ability to do something like that. Marilyn said, Monica, that's me too. The first time I picked up a rifle and a gun in my younger years, my friends thought I was hustling them. That is where I did target and trap shooting too. Yeah, huge, big pickle and chicken place being built near Streets of St. Charles. Yeah, I had heard about that. I didn't know if it was open yet. So do me a favor, keep an eye on that. Let me know when it's open, because I'd love to do a live broadcast from there. Chicken and pickle, pickle and chicken, or chicken and pickle. Yeah, I remember talking to the mayor of St. Charles about it, and how he is so thrilled because it's going to bring a lot of money from a tourism standpoint. How long does the mind-muscle connection last? It's been 5 years since I was able to really train. It's like starting all over again. Nope, it'll come. Probably a couple weeks. Couple weeks and your body will be like, I remember this. You're going to be pretty darn sore in the beginning, but that's okay. The soreness is the awakening, and it's the aha of we're doing something. I love the soreness. Now, if you overtrain and you can't walk for 5-6 days, then you overdid it. You should have the workout, sore maybe later that day, sore the next day, and the big time soreness 2 days later, and then it works itself out. Rolling though, and stretching, and more protein and more hydration will help with the soreness. And recovery. An incredible supplement. It's called Recovery from Secret. So Recovery and Booster and Greens, their protein and the vitamin D, those are all things. Maybe Hydro FX, those are my favorites from the Secret line. Let's see, I'm 58, just started over again in January. It's been a process, but I'm excited and I'm into it. I'm very proud of you. Will do. Chicken and pickle. Yep, still months to complete. Okay, that's good to know. All right, everybody, good questions. Any others before we wrap up? I like that this following that I have here is into movement already. Looking for more of the tools. All right, whoever shouts it out first, shouting it out, of course, means typing it out faster. Who wants what? 100 days to freedom from anger, 100 days to freedom from shame, or 100 days to freedom from depression. They're all on day 6s. We have day 7 on the other ones. So this is what we're going to wrap up with, like we always do. Yesterday we did 2, by the way. So would you like me to do the one from depression, anger, or shame? Good morning, Julie. Okay, Carrie, wow, Carrie's so fast. Boom, 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 boom. Were you a secretary and you could type super fast? She wanted to do depression. Well, Marilyn's, sorry, Carrie beat you to it. We did shame, actually. We incorporated shame also. It is 7:57, so we're going to wrap up this way. Got a little light music playing in the background. Walking Through, it's called. And this is Stephen Arterburn. When you pass through the waters, I will be with you, and through the rivers, they shall not overwhelm you. When you walk through fire, you shall not be burned, and the flame shall not consume you. This is Isaiah 43, verse 2. Sometimes we might find ourselves stuck in a place we don't want to be and don't know how to get out of it, right? Maybe you've reached out and tried to make changes. See, we're talking about changes in life, or find a better path, only to end up back in the same place, day after day, feeling discouraged. Times of struggle, grief, or need can leave us feeling unsure and fearful. However, Psalm 23:4 boasts this comforting statement, quote, "Even though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil, for you are with me, your rod and your staff, they comfort me." I'm sure you've probably heard that one before. It's a good one. When children are exploring, sometimes they walk, grab, open, and push everything as their curiosity gets the best of them. Those of you that are parents, you know that. Other times, when they don't dare go alone, they reach for the finger of someone bigger to join them in their discovery, right? They reach out, they need a little assistance. And with that grip secure, they can do anything. Oh, I just got to chill with that. Similarly, in times of fear or uncertainty, God offers his saving hands for us to hold. He will walk with, even sometimes carry us through the shadowy places. We have the promise of a God who will join us on our journey. We can rest in the knowledge that he holds our past, our present, and our future. Craig Lounsbrough, maybe? In the end, if we don't have God, we don't have anything other than an end. That's a good one. Max Lucado, God never said that the journey would be easy, but he did say that the arrival would be worthwhile. Today's prayer. Father, thank you for the promise that you will be with me always. As I walk through these dark days, I know you see me, but sometimes I can't see you. I can't sense you. Help me to reach out to your mighty finger that will never let me go. Amen to that. That's called Walking Through. It's 100 Days to Freedom from Depression. And remember, if you're new to the show, we're doing 100 Days to Freedom every day. It's how we wrap up our day. These are from Stephen Arterburn, great books that I picked up. One's from depression, one's from shame, one's from anger, one's from fear and anxiety, and one is from overeating. That means 500 days we will be together, and then some, because by that point we'll be incorporating so much more. So as I wrap up with you right here at 8 o'clock, thank you, by the way, for your support over the last 3 months from a video standpoint. Thank you for all of you that cheered loudly about the big launch yesterday morning at 11 a.m. Every Thursday, a new show will drop on all of the audio podcast platforms. Again, Apple, iTunes, Spotify, iHeartRadio, etc. And then on Monday morning, do not miss the big celebration as we launch in the studios on the 17th floor of University Club Towers. And it will be us coming to you live from the Invita Health and Wellness Studios. I cannot wait for that. Learning to accept your body image. I hope so, Leona. Carrie, you're on it. Yep, she was. At work, replay and later. Happy Friday, blessed weekend. See everyone Monday. Love that. Have looked at the Jesus Calling book. Not yet, Marilyn, but thank you. Marilyn's such a sweetheart. She gave me some gifts at the retreat. I have not yet, because everything's been about getting ready. So we're going to wrap up here. I'm going to tell you all, have an incredible weekend. I will see you bright and early Monday morning. Keep an eye to my Facebook page and my YouTube page starting right at about 6:30, because you'll see us cut that ribbon, and you'll see us do the big celebration at 7 o'clock. But we've got more than just celebrating life. We will talk about how important it is for you to follow your dream, to take the leap, to get out of the comfort zone, to surround yourself with people who will lift you up to ultimately get you to your dream. That's our message on Monday morning. Monday at 7 a.m., like we come to you every day, Barbara. Monday through Friday, 7 a.m. But at about 6:45, 6:50, you'll see the actual ribbon cutting, because we'll do it in a fun little video. I'll do a little mobile aspect. We'll do that, and then we'll post it. You'll see that happen, and then you'll see us say, stay tuned in 10 minutes when we actually sit down in the chairs, reveal the set, because I've been sprinkling things in, but the set continues to change. By the way, there's some aspects that are bringing life to the set. I'm going to sprinkle in some of those pictures, but understand that some of those things I think are going to change around by the time you see the full reveal on Monday morning. You don't want to miss it. It is very exciting, Dana. Thank you. Stephanie says, I can't wait. Barbara says, exciting times. Yes. So 7 a.m. every morning I come to you, Monday through Friday, 7 a.m. And the big reveal. Tell everybody. Share, share, share. Like, love, comment. Spread the word. There are so many levels to take in the Real Monica Adams podcast. And I just, from the bottom of my heart, thank each and every one of you. Go out, move, have an incredible weekend, and understand the importance of rest as well. Love you all. See you Monday.